and they're playing a great baseball. You see the record there compared to some of the others right now. They're third best in the majors when it comes to the record since May 24, 12-5. Of course, the Cubs on top. They're the first team to 40 wins. I think they have 41 now, and the Rangers, the only American League team playing better than they are right now, and that's where they just left, was Arlington. You see the Indians, Brewers on that list as well. But the Astros feeling really well about the way that they've been playing. You know, one word I hear a lot with this group is the personality. The team that we knew and grew to love last year, that we enjoyed watching last year, playing that very loose baseball. You're seeing George Springer a big part of that, and in the way that they played. Well, that's back, and it wasn't there in April when they were struggling so bad early on, doing things out of the ordinary for them, not in their characters. So for them to be playing Astros baseball here in the last month with the opportunity to still clean things up and play even better, they know that they're just a little bit away from winning some of these close ones. They feel pretty good about it going into this series, guys. Looking for him to get a day off here anyway, so all of this is coming maybe at a good time for Correa. He won't be out long though. You know Carlos wants to get back in there.
Jeff Blum, Kevin Eschenfelder, good to have you with us for a night of baseball here on the network. Astros, notwithstanding the trip to Arlington, obviously where they lost 3 out of 4, they've been playing much better baseball. And it is really no coincidence because you look at different guys up and down the order. You needed somebody in the bottom third of that order, the middle third of the order to step up. And Luis Valbuena has really been that guy.
Yeah, he has been that guy. Carlos Correa is out of the lineup tonight with that ankle injury, but he wasn't swinging the bat all that well coming into this series. We saw a 118 average in that series against the Texas Rangers, but it's usually the Springer Altuve show, but this kid right here has been mixing in Luis Valbuena. We know he has the power to drive the ball out of the ballpark. All 6 of his home runs have been in that month of May, so it's nice to see that bat coming around. But for me, what's kind of surprising is the batting average has jumped up a little bit. Doing a great job May, here early in June, hitting 300, but he's doing a good job of getting on top of the ball, going the other way.
Not just quantity, quality too. He came up with a big knock the other night in the 9th inning against the Texas Rangers and playing good defense as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch him go out there and play defense. Having played the hot corner, I really appreciate how Luis Valbuena goes out there, prepares, taking a lot of ground balls beforehand, but he's got great footwork, and I think the footwork for him is what makes him a great fielder, getting that glove in a good position. Not a fantastic arm, but a good enough arm to keep getting those outs at third.
All right, Lance McCullers on the mound in his hometown. First pitch coming up when we return to St. Petersburg, Florida. Baseball coming up from the Trop on Root Sports. Getting set to start a 3-game weekend series. The Astros heading on this road trip, 3-city trip. This is city number 2, or stop number 2. And here is our Astros starting lineup presented by Southwest Airlines. As George Springer will be leading it off with Carlos Correa out of the lineup. Marwin Gonzalez plays short. He will be in the 2-hole tonight, followed by Jose Altuve, who's hitting third. Colby Rasmus is in left field, followed by Evan Gattis, the designated hitter. Luis Valbuena, we talked about the hot bat. He is at third base and hitting 6th. Tyler White in the 7-hole, followed by Jason Castro, and Jake Marisnick gets the start in center field.
For the Tampa Bay Rays, it is going to be Matt Andriese, 26-year-old, making his 2nd start on the season, or 7th start in the season, I apologize. He's 4-0 with that 2.52. Good strikeout to walk ratio. Solid whip. Lefty's having a tough time at 196 against him. He will come at you with a fastball, cutter, curveball, changeup mix. Velocity on that fastball right around 92 miles an hour.
A.J. Hinch talked about Andriese and said that he knew a lot about him from the San Diego organization. He was a former 3rd-round pick of the Padres back in 2011, and he says he's a guy that really has good command of his secondary pitches. And he has pitched well, albeit a small sample size in 2016 for the Tampa Bay Rays, as George Springer at 278, 14 home runs and 37 runs batted in, steps in to lead it off. That's in there for strike one.
We talked about good command. First pitch looked like a slider.
Phil Cuzzy's behind the plate. Dan Bellino is at first. Clint Fagan at second. Tom Hallion is calling the plays at third base. Swing and a miss from Springer. Well, Carlos Correa came down on the bag yesterday awkwardly. Not officially a sprained ankle, but he was hobbled. He'll be out of today's lineup, not available today. They're hoping to reevaluate him tomorrow. Astros have this 3-game series and then a day off before heading to St. Louis, or a day off in St. Louis on Monday, and then a 2-game series on Tuesday and Wednesday. Springer fouls that one back 0-2. But he was encouraged, AJ was, by just the word he got this morning as to really how Correa felt and how that ankle felt. The 0-2 to Springer. May have been a cross-up. It's 1-2. Hank Conger, that's him behind the plate.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive stop.
Yes, it was. One ball, 2 strikes, just underway here in St. Pete. That one hit on a line to center field as George Springer with a leadoff single. Well, George, a .333 hitter, as a leadoff man, feeling right at home in that leadoff spot, and he gets things going in a hurry.
Take a look at where the pitch is in our MD Anderson strike zone. Pitch down and away, but that was a heck of a swing by George Springer. Head down, barrel on it. It was just beautiful. Nice pure swing from George to get this game started.
That ball was stung, too. Now here's Marwin hitting from the left side. Getting the start. His 3rd start of the season today at shortstop. Altuve playing short yesterday for the first time in his career. Throw over.
I would imagine that the Tampa Bay Rays are going to be hyper aware of what the Astros do on the base paths. And the reason I say that is, number one, the Astros steal a lot of bases. Number two, there's a long history of Hank Conger having a real inability to throw out base runners.
Right. Saw it last year. Conger struggled in that department as an Astro. That's in there for a strike.
I think it's interesting just looking in the setup. We'll go to how Carlos Correa got hurt. See him ducking out of the way of that throw. Came down on that base awkwardly.
Right over the top. And again, the word from AJ Hinch today was that he felt good. He felt better than he was expecting to feel, which is good news.
No, that's huge news.
Marwin hits that one high in the air. Brad Miller goes out. Corey Dickerson comes in, and Dickerson will make the play. 1 out in the 1st. He'll bring up Altuve. Altuve, a .337 hitter with 10 home runs and 37 runs batted in. 5th best average in the American League and the 5th best on base percentage.
See too many shifts played on Altuve, but the Tampa Bay Rays are in an extreme shift against Jose Altuve right now.
Forsythe right over the top of the bag. Conger throws down, and it's way late. He's back. It hit George Springer as he slid in on that left thigh.
It didn't look like there was any attempt by Forsythe to even try and catch this ball. He was just going back there to knock it down.
Well, Springer in scoring position for Altuve. Astros trying to strike early here.
Good move stealing early in the count, too. You want to give that hitter some opportunities to get some good pitches to hit. But Altuve, salty veteran hitter, allows George to steal with that first pitch being a strike.
The 0-1 with one out. Altuve rips that one into left field. Springer will be waved. Play at the plate. Here's the throw, and Springer is out. Dickerson threw a strike to Conger, and there's 2 outs.
Pretty aggressive call by Gary Pettis, third base coach for the Houston Astros. That ball was smoked by Jose Altuve. And look, the left fielder has the ball before George Springer is at the base. Normally that's a key to hold up the runner. But they want to test these Tampa Bay outfielders, and you can see that was not the strongest throw, but it was a good aggressive approach to get the ball early and get the ball there to Hank Conger for that out. Not a great arm, but just picked it up early enough to get the throw home.
Yeah, to Dickerson's credit, understanding that while you might not have the great throwing arm, getting to the ball in a hurry certainly makes up for the difference. Springer gunned down at the plate. Now there's 2 away with Altuve in scoring position. Colby Rasmus, 221, 8 home runs, 35 runs batted in. See the numbers. He's hit right-handers well. One and one. Well, we saw it's the second time in the last 3 games we've seen an Astro get gunned down at the plate. Remember, it was Jason Castro a couple of nights ago in Arlington. Try to force the issue early. There's a swing and a miss as Rasmus comes up empty. 1 and 2.
This is a bat right here for the Astros. They need to get going again. Colby Rasmus had a ton of RBIs in that first month, had 19 in April, only 12 in May. But the thing for me was the batting average going from 263 in the month of April. In the month of May, only hit a .194. But that's a huge number with runners in scoring position and 2 outs.
The 1-2. It's out in front of the plate. Conger will throw him out. The Astros get a couple of hits but can't cash in. We go to the bottom of the first, scoreless. For the Tampa Bay Rays under the skipper Kevin Cash, Forsythe, Miller, and Longoria, top 3. Logan Morrison bats cleanup, followed by former Astros Steve Pearce, Corey Dickerson, who made the big play in that first inning in left field. Steven Souza, Desmond Jennings, and Hank Conger will bat 9th.
On the mound for the Houston Astros, it will be right-hander Lance McCullers. He is a Tampa native, making his 2nd career start against the Tampa Bay Rays. He will be making his 6th start here at this season with the Astros. He's riding a 3-game winning streak. Last outing did extremely well, going 7 innings. Scattered 8 hits, gave up 2 earned runs, had 9 punch-outs. Did it all with 108 pitches also. It's good to see him going deeper into that ball game.
Matchup of 2 teams that are 4 games under 500 as Logan Forsythe steps in and takes strike 1. Ray's glad to have him back, a 308 hitter. He has been good against both sides. He was hit by a pitch back on May 9th by Felix Hernandez, broke his scapula, and he makes his return from the disabled list tonight.
That doesn't sound like fun.
Not at all. The 1-1 in there, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2nd youngest starting pitcher in the American League. Lance McCullers. That's outside, but how important is it to think about when you watch what he does to have a quick first inning? Huge. A solid first inning.
It is paramount. What I like to see right now is that he's got the velocity and the command so far. That last slider was a pretty good pitch.
That one hit down the right field side. George Springer over to make the play in foul territory, and there's 1 out.
Jack in the Box is going to take us inside the box score. Looking at some of those numbers, Esha hinted at, those first 3 innings are crucial for Lance McCullers having a good outing. You see the ERA in those first 3 innings. That's usually 1 time through the lineup, but for me, it's the strike percentage that you see right in the middle at almost 60%. He has got to get better command of that fastball, get in the zone, because that will allow him to get to that nasty slider and that occasional changeup. Did you see once he gets that command, gets in a rhythm, numbers get extremely good.
There's former Seattle Mariner Brad Miller, and he hits that one on the ground through the left side. Marlin was playing up the middle, and he hit it right through that hole. So Miller picks up the first hit of the game for the Tampa Bay Rays. It'll bring up Evan Longoria, who's been on some kind of roll.
Just a fastball away, and all Miller does with it goes with it. You can see there was some intent to get on top of that baseball and chop it through that part of the field.
That'll bring up Longoria, a 279 hitter. He's got an 11-game hitting streak working right now. 5 home runs also in his last 6 games. Tampa's 4 games under 500, but they'll hit the ball out of the ballpark. That one fouled off right above us. I'm guessing we're in premium foul ball territory right here.
You know, I can't see it behind us, but there's a pretty good hole in the drywall behind us. I think it got there.
There you go.
Yeah, we're right underneath. You can see us. Give you a little circle. No, it's not a comfortable feeling. You good on foul balls?
No, I'm a ducker.
Yeah. I'm usually a knock him down, throw him out guy.
Smother it. 0-2. Brad Miller leads away from first. Here's the pitch. That's outside. And do you ever remember at Tiger Stadium the overhang of what was then the press box? It was the broadcast area. It wasn't so much a press box as it was a broadcast area. And you were literally closer to home plate than the pitcher. It was scary.
That is frightening.
You have to go back a ways for that. Longoria hits that one on the ground. Balbuena scoops, gets one, the throw over, double play. Around the horn they go, and the Rays get a hit, but a double play. And we go to the second, scoreless. challenge, and they ruled that Evan Longoria beat the throw at first base. So the call was overturned.
Yeah, the joy of modern day baseball. We'll get a chance to look at a couple of reviews of our own on replay. You can see there maybe a couple of cleats got on there. Good look at it on our Supermo, brought to you by Mattress Firm. Remember, the ball's got to be in the back of the glove of the first baseman.
So the first inning continues. It'll give us a chance to see Logan Morrison hit with 2 outs. Beg your pardon. Yeah, with 2 outs. There's 1 out here on the scoreboard.
Scoreboard's trying to catch up.
Yeah, they'll work it out here in a minute. So Logan Morrison, a .246 hitter with 7 home runs and 18 runs batted in. And you see the numbers. He has struggled here lately. 1 for 18. Another one of these former Seattle Mariners. A lot of former Padres and a lot of former Mariners on this Tampa Bay team.
That is true. Some familiarity there. Logan Morrison has 7 ABs against Lance McCullers. He's got 1 hit.
It's inside, a ball. Well, McCullers coming off his longest outing of the season. Trying to shut things down here for the Rays. .238 hitter against right-handed pitchers.
It's another one of those odd numbers. We saw Ruben Odor with higher and better numbers against left-handed pitchers.
That's 3-0. Well, the Astros have struggled in this ballpark. They've lost 5 in a row. It's been 2014 since they won here. Conversely, Tampa Bay has struggled in this ballpark this year. He walks him on 4 pitches. And Jason Castro will go out and have a word with his young starting pitcher.
It's got to be awkward for pitchers. We saw what could have been an inning-ending double play, but with the review and as late as it was called, and as long as they looked at it, Lance McCullers had to hang out on the field. That's just got to be a bizarre kind of like purgatory for pitchers to be in.
That was the 20th walk that he has issued this season in right at about 28 innings.
Not good.
And here's Stephen Pierce. Here's been 2012 as a Houston Astro. Takes ball 1. Look at the numbers in those 41 games at .321, and he's been really hot since about the end of April, hitting it at .350 clip. That one's slugged into left center field. Gets on the turf and it'll roll to the wall. This will score 2. Pierce cruises into second base with a 2-run double. And now how big was that review at first base?
We talked about the struggles of Lance McCullers early in ball games. Those first 3 innings, the numbers are quite inflated. Thought he had a double play to get out of it, but we also talked about how he can be wild with those 20 walks now in 28 innings. But this, you can also be wild in the zone when you're trying to throw that strike. That was a good pitch to hit for Steve Pierce. He doesn't miss it.
Well, the Rays don't miss an opportunity to get on the board either. 2-0 Tampa. Brings up Dickerson. Dickerson had the defensive play of the game. Time is called. He threw out George Springer. The Astros had 2 hits in that first inning. But what it was, Altuve's singled, and with Springer trying to score, he was thrown out at the plate. This one hit high to Colby Rasmus. He's underneath it, makes the play, and that'll retire the side. But the Rays get 2 runs on 2 hits. We go to the second, 2-0. This is brought to you by Lexus, the new 2016 Lexus ES and ES Hybrid. It's next level luxury. And by Southwest Airlines, transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. There's the Ray tank.
Yeah, Julia better be careful out there. She had some issues a couple years ago, I think, doing a hit out there, and one of them was on the attack.
I think that attack wasn't in the tank, it was in her mind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you think?
No. I still have nightmares about that Ray tank.
There's Evan Gattis. That'll be 1-1. Beg your pardon, now 2-0. There it is.
No, don't show them. Where's the Jaws music?
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
exactly what I was thinking. The 2-0. Did he hold up? Yes, he did. 3-0. I was out running by the bay today, and I saw several dolphins out there.
Oh, there she is.
There she is.
That's how you got to go in there with that approach. Got to be the left shark.
Left shark.
Now, what is with the otter?
That's a bearcat.
Oh,
Come
a
on.
Bearcat, my bad. A Cincinnati Bearcat, no less, or a Sam Houston Bearcat.
Hey,
it's got to be either way. There's ball 4 to Evan Gattis. The Astros, for the second straight inning, have a leadoff man aboard. Oh, we talked in the top of the show about Luis Valbuena. He's up to 240 now with those 6 home runs.
that's a little bit safer for Julia.
More her speed.
Yep.
That's Ducky. But Valbuena, who hit over 400 in the series against the Texas Rangers, stands in and takes strike 1. Inning started with a 4-pitch walk to Evan Gattis.
Valbuena's having some good ABs. Had an RBI yesterday.
Yeah, there's 2 ways of looking at that. You see a guy throw 4 out of the zone to the man right before you. 2 ways of thinking at it. One, you know he's going to try to groove something in there, or do you make him throw you a strike?
I think you keyhole. If you have the choice, you're going to keyhole on one pitch in one location. If it's not near there and you're not ready to hit it, take it. Make sure it's a strike.
Gattis leading away from first. Hit a foul on the left side. Astros got a couple of hits in the first inning, but weren't able to score. Tampa Bay, well, they got a reprieve on a overturned call at first base, and they made the Astros pay. 2-run double by former Astros Steve Pearce has Tampa Bay up 2-0. Matt Andriese with the pitch. That's outside. A couple of times it appears that maybe not quite on the same page with Hank Conger. There's a former Astro backstop.
I just think Hank has a tough time getting his feet in position to make some of those blocks sometimes. If you look at his setup, he's set up to come out of that crouch firing to second base. That was close.
He threw over, and Gattis was on the bag.
But the way that Conger sets up with a runner on base, because he's had so many issues throwing guys out, that he's almost in a 45-degree angle with the feet, so it's tough to get those feet in position to block a pitch.
Andriese with the 1-2 delivery. Valbuena rolls over on that one. Double play. And just like that, what looked like an inning that had some promise, the double play wipes that out, and that'll bring up Tyler White. There's 19 runs batted in, only 3 rookies with more than Tyler White. I think that went outside. Well done by Steve Pearce.
Yeah, it was. Pretty athletic to jump up, grab that ball, come down, and ready to throw a strike to Miller, who came right back at him with a strike to turn that 3-6-3 double play.
That's a lower ball. You know, Pearce got his work done early there too. You saw him. He took the hop out of it, took it at its highest point. He also, as he was moving in towards the plate, gave himself that angle to throw to second base.
It's a great call. Create a good throwing lane. Take that runner out of it.
That's inside, 3-0. So the second 3-0 count that Matt Andriese has had here in this inning. 26-year-old from Redland, California, with the UC Riverside. 3rd round pick of the Padres back in 2011. Jason Castro waits on deck. The 3-0. And he missed high. Second walk of the inning, and Conger will talk it over.
Two walks in this inning. I'll explain with Andriese, try and find that command. Maybe he sees something in that release point that's off a little bit, because coming into this game, only had 8 walks in 39 and a third innings.
He didn't debut this season until May. Came on in a hurry, went 7 strong innings in his first start. Then in his second start in the big leagues, complete game shutout. Here's Jason Castro. That one fouled back into the net. Castro's done basically over the last month of baseball, a little more than a month of baseball. He went 333, 2 for 6 in that series against the Texas Rangers. Leads all American League catchers in walks, on base percentage. That's inside. 1-1. It was absolutely pouring before today's game. You could hear it here in the building.
I think you were a little concerned about this roof holding up.
I mean, I'm talking torrential rain. Castro fouls that one back, and it's 1-2. That hit something good.
Hit off the facade up there on the second or third deck.
Altuve played shortstop yesterday. He said for the first time in his career, so he always wanted to play shortstop.
There you go.
Yesterday he said, Jose, you're going to short. He goes, oh man, I'm nervous.
Would never think that kid would be nervous on a baseball field.
He was joking. He was joking. There goes the runner. Conger's throw down, and he's safe. So Tyler White gets the stolen base. The pitch was ball 2. But Tyler White gets his first career stolen base. A double clutch by Conger.
Yeah, you almost saw him look like he took a peek at first base to see if the runner was actually going. I'm not sure if any of the Rays were hollering at him saying that the runner was going.
Exchange didn't look too clean either, from glove to hand.
No, I'm telling you, the Astros are going to take advantage of that situation behind home plate. Not a bad time to do it again. With 2 outs, he gets thrown out. So what? You start the inning over with Castro. If you make it, you're in scoring position with 2 outs.
Right. Had a swing and a miss, and the Astros leave a man after an inning and a half. It's 2-0 Tampa Bay.
Root Sports SW Twitter page and vote in our Stro poll. Here it is. Which recent draft pick will eventually reach the big leagues first? Is it Reed, who's in AAA, Alex Bregman, Derek Fisher, or Kyle Tucker, the brother of Preston Tucker? We'll tell you who wins later in the broadcast, guys. This should be interesting.
Yeah, it's
all those guys could have an impact, that's for sure.
Got that right. We're going the second inning. Steven Souza Jr. leads it off for the Tampa Bay Rays, leading 2-0. It's the Tampa native Lance McCullers. That went high and out of the zone. It's 2-0.
Talk about cross-ups, that right there. It's kind of crazy to see Castro kind of punch at that one.
Well, the Rays got their 2 runs. What looked like Evan Longoria had hit into an inning-ending double play was reviewed, a late review. It was ruled that he was safe, and he was safe. And Logan Morrison walked on 4 pitches after that, and then Steve Pearce with a 2-run double. That's where we are right now, 2-0. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Strike 1 at 92 miles per hour. McCullers went to Jesuit High School here in Tampa. Man, there's a lot of players. You look back at history, there is a ton of players from the Tampa Bay area in there for a strike.
That is very true, and very good ball players too.
Good, Doc Gooden, Sheffield, Tino Martinez. I mean, we're going to miss some, but I mean, there are just
plenty.
Right
those are big
top.
names.
Yeah. I think Wade Boggs was from here. There's a swing and a miss, and he came back after falling behind in the count, 3-0. McCullers comes through and blows Souza away.
Got to add some confidence to Lance McCullers. He's got electric stuff. Just a matter of commanding it in the zone, setting up some of his pitches. But right here, just good old-fashioned hard baseball right here. I'm going to get you in a 3-2 count, throw you my fastball. If you can hit it, go for it. If not, you're going back to the dugout.
That's what he did. There's a number 8 hitter, Desmond Jennings. Breaking ball in the dirt. Jennings a 194 hitter. 6 for his last 15. All right, Wade Boggs wasn't born in Tampa, but he went to high school in Tampa. You're from where you went to high school.
Yeah,
my rule.
I like it. Well, to your point, everything that is on me says I was born in Redwood City. I lived there for maybe 3 years of my life before moving to Southern California. So, to your point, everybody's going to remember where you went to high school.
There you go. The 2-0. 3-0. Well, another 3-0 count. Well, both pitchers, neither have been immune to the 3-0 count tonight.
See those pitch counts rise quickly. 30 pitches now.
And that's the thing with McCullers. I mean, because you go back and he had the 7 innings that he pitched last time, and he threw 108 pitches. But if you go back a couple of starts before that, another 108 pitch night. Yeah. But it was only 5 innings of work.
And that was 27 pitches. I apologize. I looked on the scoreboard here. Andrees has 30 pitches. But yeah, that's been not the downfall, but that's been the issue that Lance McCullers has been combating, is how does he become more efficient with his pitches, because he's got great stuff, but they need him to get deeper into games. Like you were talking about, that game he had against Baltimore, he went only 5 innings, but he threw 108 pitches in that game. So if he can be aggressive and command the zone a little bit better, he will get deeper into games, because he's a big, strong kid. Should be durable enough to go 6-7 innings a night.
That's in there for a strike. Jennings leads away from first base as Hank Conger steps in. Conger hitting just .211. Making his 33rd start. What he's done in his last 9 games. The average about .320 in his last 8 games. That's on the outside corner.
That might have been a changeup from Lance McCullers. Good pitch. On that outside corner, beautifully done.
With run. Here's the 0-2 inside, almost hit him.
Wow, how about that? 63% on that chase percentage.
That leads all the major leagues.
That tells you he is effective. It's just getting to that 2-strike count for Lance McCullers.
Never been a question of the stuff, that's for sure.
No, he's got a great arm.
The 1-2. He gets Conger swinging. 2 outs. Turn it over to the top of the order, and Logan Forsythe flied out to right field to start this game in foul territory.
Good slider. See him getting on the side of it, that rotation, but good depth. Breaking down in the zone.
Forsythe 0 for 1. Strike 1. At 95 miles per hour.
Stay right there.
And Forsythe being activated from the disabled list for today's game. Swing and a miss.
Right on right changeup.
Yep.
And again, it doesn't have to be a perfect pitch. You're able to take. So he threw the last pitch at 95. That changeup coming in at 87 miles an hour. With the illusion of the arm coming through the zone as a fastball, hitter recognized arm speed. String is pulled on that changeup. That's how you create that swing and miss.
And Conger even gave up on that pitch on strike 2. Jennings at first. That's in the dirt. He'll have to hold up. Good block by Jason Castro.
That's tough to do right there. That was a pretty nasty slider.
Yeah, you got to really got to shift.
Really
You
didn't see
know it's
Jennings.
going away, right?
Yeah. Try and pick that up out of the hand. I'm surprised Jennings didn't get a better jump on that ball in the dirt.
Went fouled down the left field line. Hit by a pitch from Felix Hernandez. Broke his shoulder blade. And a hairline fracture. That was back on May 9th. A tough year for the Rays. They do lead the league in guys named Logan. I'll give them that. That one swung, hit down the line, fair ball. Jennings was off with the pitch. He'll come around third and score. Rasmus throws it in, and it's another RBI double. 3-0 Rays.
Pretty good hitting by Logan Forsythe. That was that changeup again. That's what allowed Logan Forsythe to get the head out on that pitch, able to sneak it inside that third base line. Another 2-out RBI.
Yep. And Jennings more than likely would have scored easily, but he did score easily, knowing that he was going with the pitch.
Yep.
0-1. After strike 1, Castro's going to go out and talk it over. Brad Miller, who singled back in the first, he was erased on what appeared to be a double play before the review. Hit about an 8-hopper through the shortstop hole on the left side. Rays got 2 in the first, 1 here in the second, lead 3-0. Miller with that closed stance. That one Hit into right field off the glove of Tyler White. This will get another run home as Forsythe makes it 4-0.
Top two guys having their second shot at Lance McCullers are getting good pitches to hit. This one leaks back over the middle of the plate. It is down, but it catches the heart of the plate. Miller does a good job of dropping the head and just off the glove of Tyler White.
So now bringing up the dangerous Evan Longoria. Tampa Bay leading 4-0 here in the second.
It's an unhappy pitcher.
The 1-0 to Longoria. It's outside a ball. 2-0. Longoria 11-game hitting streak. Had that fielder's choice reached after the review, what was originally called a double play. 278 hitter, as you see. He's been on a home run tear. Last half dozen games, he's got 5 home runs. That's inside. McCullers' delivery. That's fouled back. Three balls, 1 strike. 2 away here in the second inning. Count holds at 3-2. What Evan Longoria has done, and you know that's why they call them averages. Really good hitters, whether it's a slow start, you know they're going to have a hot finish because it's going to even out.
It's amazing how that works out. Guys get off to rough starts, or a guy gets off to an electric start. You look at the end of the season, down the list on that baseball card usually ends up the same.
Ball hit into center field. Marisnick back and makes the play on the warning track. But the Rays put 2 more on the board and lead 4-0.
To break through with some of these close losses that we've had. I think we've had 9 or 10 of them in the last month. So, I'm proud of the way we're playing. I think we obviously need to play a little bit better to have some of these close games go our way. But if we play good defense and we get good starting pitching, you know, we've been pretty successful last month.
That's the Geico quote of the day. Skipper there talking about his team and the way they've been playing. We've talking back all the way back to May 1st, really, when you look back to see how long this has been going on for the Astros, just playing better baseball, cleaner baseball, and they know how close they are to getting on the winning side of some of those games. But they're going to have to bounce back from what happened in Texas, even in some of those games being so tight, and put it behind them and keep playing the way that they have been, guys.
You know, Julia, that's what he talked about too. He said, you know, we didn't play bad in Texas. We just didn't win. You know, we've lost 3 out of 4, but don't mistake that with not playing well.
A lot of good things happening in that series. Just that, you know, 90 feet here, you know, one play there. Just the little things that this team's really trying to overcome.
Absolutely right. Jake Marisnick strikes out here in the 3rd. They'll bring up George Springer.
You got a sample of it tonight. That first inning on that double play ball with Evan Longoria. If he's not hustling that one out, he's out. But the call goes the Tampa Bay way, and next thing you know, there's a double by Steve Pearce. 2 runs come in. So
great point.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I think the Astros have a little bit of that swagger back, some of that personality, some of that liveliness in that dugout. They play so much better when they have that just air about them that they're excited to be here.
Springer singled to start the ball game. He was later thrown out at home plate. Big play by Corey Dickerson in left field. The Astros trying to get on the board early, weren't able to do so. That's in there for a strike. 1-2. Good location. That one fouled back.
I'd like to see that pitch elevated a little bit more from Andriese.
Andriese faced the Astros last season out of the bullpen. It was August 19th, and he actually took the loss in the game. Won an inning and 2/3 in that one. The Astros have seen him before. He gave up a run on 3 hits in that inning and 2/3. That was at Minute Maid Park.
Carlos Correa got the walk-off hit against him.
It was swing and a miss. And there's 2 outs. Here's Marwin. Flied out back in the 1st inning, a .234 hitter as he stands in. Rays got 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd, lead 4-0. That's outside. We want to send our get well wishes out to Alan Ashby, still recovering with the throat problems, laryngitis, and he'll get his voice back, and he will be back soon. Here's Andriese. Delivery. Marwin slaps that one into right field. Steven Souza comes over to play it and holds him to a single. He squared that one up. Now Marwin is 1 for 2.
Good short, quick stroke. Slider coming right back to him, and all he does is bring the hands down, drop the barrel, snap hook that into right field. Nice piece of hitting.
Bring up Jose Altuve, who singled in the 1st inning. It was his hit when Springer was thrown out at home plate. Marwin gets back. And I know that Andriese is thinking to himself, I just got to do what I've got to do. But at the same time, you know he has to be concerned with keeping runners close at first base, knowing that Conger has struggled throwing would-be base runners out. Altuve hits that one into left center. And the Astros now with 2 outs have runners at 1st and 2nd. And the 2nd hit of the night for Jose Altuve.
Jose Altuve, professional hitter. continuing to pile up hits. 25th multi-hit game this season, tied for third. We get a good look at the slider grip, but it doesn't matter what you're throwing up there. That guy's going to find a way to get the barrel to it.
Now here's Colby Rasmus. Colby had a swinging bunt back in that first inning. Not a good AB. Was thrown out by Conger. For one with a strikeout. That one fouled back. And I got a good idea of just how fast that baseball is coming when it comes back up here.
You got that internal clock clicking right now?
No.
Yeah, I think lefties are going to be the issue for us. Yes. We're right in that kill zone.
We're in prime real estate here. Yeah, if we were on the spray chart, we'd be in the hot zone.
Exactly. Yeah, playing the shift up here.
That's outside a ball. 2-0. Let's make it 1-1. 2 outs here in the inning. Astros with back-to-back singles after Marisnick and Springer struck out to start this inning. Again, fouled back.
The baseball is a game of adjustments. Colby's been a little bit cooler than normal, but you can see the chin curtain is gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
He got rid of it.
Changing things up.
After that leads to some base hits. Right now would be a big time for it. Some 2-out lightning.
By the way, very good way to describe it. The chin curtain.
I think I stole that from him. I read it in an article where he self-proclaimed chin curtain.
The 1-2. It's outside. 2-2 just off the plate.
Need Andriese to make a mistake right here and let Colby hammer it somewhere. Shoot a gap, score Marwin easy, and get Altuve on his horse.
That's outside, way outside. 3-2.
Good time to hit. Runners will be on the move.
Well, Colby's due. He hasn't homered since the 18th of May.
Where do you think they're trying to work him?
I'd go do what basically we saw him in Arlington. Yeah, you think?
Wiring out that outside corner.
That one hit on the right side, knocked down. They had Marwin hung up for a moment, and I think had Pierce looked at it, he might have had a play at first base, but Marwin, he couldn't go, and it was not. Again, Pierce made the play. That ball gets into right field. He scores easily. Instead, it's the bases loaded with 2 outs. What are you thinking?
Heck of a play. I was thinking the same thing you said when you said he just completely ignored the play at first base. Colby Rasmus was booking down the line to get there and try and beat out that play if there was one. And credit Andriese, he was breaking towards first base. Watch right here. This is a bullet knocked down in a huge situation by Stevie Pierce. But I thought he had a chance to get the runner at first base. Instead, he popped up, took a look at third base, and with the shift on and Colby up there, Evan Longoria nowhere near for the throw behind in that situation. Good turn by Marwin. Astros catching a break.
Yep.
Can they do something with it?
Jim Hickey, the former Astro pitching coach, been in Tampa for a while now. Yeah, Andriese is, you know, he smells an out here.
Yeah.
He smells the end of a half inning.
He doesn't peak until late. Man, with 2 outs, get that lead runner. Don't worry about that guy around him. But I'm sure when Steve Pierce knocked it down, he assumed that the play was going to be at home plate with the runner. Because in 2 outs, 3-2 count, runners moving. It's not a bad thought, but the initial would have been take a peek and then try and get that out at first.
Astros getting some good swings after 2 outs, and that's in there for a strike. Saw the numbers on Evan Gattis batting here with 2 outs and the bases loaded. His team down 4-0.
We'll see the Astros start creating their own breaks, get these big hits, put the pressure on the other team.
Or taking advantage when the other team opens the door a little bit.
Exactly.
That one hit the center field. Coming in and making the play is Desmond Jennings. So the Astros leave them loaded and trail 4-0.
We're looking at Lance McCullers, who's on the mound now, but this is from July 12th of last year. He started right here in St. Pete. Was very excited about making that start with his entire family and friends around. He's from about 20 miles from this ballpark. Lives here in the off-season with his wife, so he's staying there right now, but made his start here, struck out 10. You see the numbers down there, but he said what he remembers from that day is that the team lost. He was really frustrated in those 4 runs he gave up on that day. It was a tough loss for this team. It was a tough series for that team, but he said this one he'll treat like just another start, trying to get through a couple of scoreless innings here for the team, guys.
Altuve with a big play there. How tough is that, though, you think, going back playing in your hometown for the very first time? All the distractions, people, not only the pressure of it, but the distractions of making sure everybody's got their tickets, making sure, you got to say hi to everybody in the lobby of the hotel.
I loved it. It was one of the best games I've ever played, but one of the best days I've had in the big leagues is going back for me to Dodger Stadium and having 50 tickets left for all the family and friends and everybody that was kind of on that journey as you got there. It was, you know, the 50-60th time you say hello.
Yeah,
you're kind of like, yeah, all right, we've done this, all right. But the enjoyment of doing it that first time is truly special, because now you're the kid, you're that kid on the field that gets to say hello. It's awesome.
That friend of your cousin's.
Yeah, you had a whole new family.
Stepsister that knew you in junior high that wanted tickets.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that family tree increases by a couple limbs.
Pierce hits that one into right center field. Going back as Marisnick won't get to it. Off the wall. Barehands it, throws it in, and Pierce another double. Boy, he has crushed 2. Drove into with a 2-run double in the first inning, and now a 1-out double in the 3rd.
Somebody's seeing the ball pretty good, Steve Pierce. But he's also gotten some pretty good pitches to hit. Again, that we see that plate broken up into quadrants, and I always look at it in thirds: middle, outer third, middle third, inner third. And a lot of these pitches that Steve Pierce, or the 2 pitches he's gotten to hit, have been in that middle third zone.
Now he's in scoring position with 1 out. Corey Dickerson, who flied out in his first at bat in the first inning. That evens the hits at 5. Gives you an idea how frustrating this game has been for the Astros. Down 4-0. Houston has left 5 men on here in the first 3 innings. We're in the bottom of the 3rd. Rays got 2 in the first, 2 in the 2nd. McCullers trying to close the door here. Fouled away, 0-2. McCullers was the National High School Player of the Year here in Tampa. He was that sandwich pick, first-round pick for the Astros in the same draft with Carlos Correa.
Pretty good draft.
You know, I would imagine coming home, probably another thing too is his dad knows how to handle the whole access.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Yeah,
because he's been there and done that. There's Lance's father, big league pitcher for a lot of years.
Good call.
A little something off of that one. Gets the strikeout. So Steven Souza Jr., who struck out in the 2nd inning, comes up. .255 hitter on the season, struck out back in the 2nd. In the bottom of the 3rd, Tampa Bay leading 4-0. Steve Pearce with a 1-out double. He's at second base. McCullers the 0-1. 1-1. He's won his last 3 starts. Coming off his longest outing of the season. He went 7 innings in that one. That was against the Oakland Athletics. The 1-1 misses outside. 2-1. Pierce 2 for 2 with those 2 doubles. Saw him at second base. Way up and away. 3-1.
And fastball command for Lance McCullers, having real issues in situations where he has 2 outs.
You saw Castro right there too, standing up, putting his hand in his glove out as if to say,
stay back, relax, find that release point, give me a heater in the zone.
How about that?
Castro going back to the slider. That's the pitch he got the first strike on. Pretty phenomenal location and a 3-1 count on a slider right there.
And a veteran call too by your catcher, knowing that your guys having trouble with command of the fastball, so why not go to something else? How about that? Steven Souza, 18 straight games punching out. He walks here. Wow. It's outside, ball 4.
That didn't look like a bad pitch. Join the Astros at Minute Maid Park next Friday as they take on the Cincinnati Reds. 10,000 fans will receive an Astros gym bag presented by Houston Methodist. For more info, visit Astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Could use one of those. Get my clothes back home.
Yeah, it's been an interesting trip for you, hasn't it?
Planes, trains, and automobiles. Lance McCullers gets the visit there.
It's one of those movies that you just all of a sudden you say it, you know, about 3 or 4 one-liners go through your head.
And knowing the way you think and the way I think, they were probably the same ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, 2 men on here for Desmond Jennings. 194 hitter. Jennings walked and scored. That was back in the 2nd inning. This is their ball.
Lance Hughes a clean inning here.
Man.
All these runs being scored against him with 2 outs. He's had trouble getting that 3rd out.
Facing a guy here who's a 400 hitter this month. It's in there for a strike. Ball and a strike with 2 outs. That was a 60th pitch here at the game for Lance McCullers. We're in the 3rd. Strike 2. Another slider there.
Looked like the same exact pitch that walked Steven Souza.
Back up the middle. Altuve, right place, right time. Did he beat him to the bag? He did. Rays leave a couple. We go to the 4th, 4-0.
Rays leading the Astros. Join us for Father's Day at Minute Maid Park on Sunday, June 19th. 10,000 fans in attendance will get Astros socks presented by Houston Methodist. For more info, visit astros.com or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. I want some.
I'm sure that we can figure that out.
Those are awesome.
They look great with your outfit.
Julia, there were a lot of Astros fans here today, weren't there?
Tons of Astros fans. I remember that from last year, too. A lot of fans that come down for spring training that live in the area. I should say, wait, they come down to Tampa. Geography lesson here. I'll be quiet.
Down and across.
It's okay. We'll get you some socks. It'll all be better.
Speaking of socks, Blummer.
Oh, man.
Wow,
you like them today, didn't you? Got my Chewbacca socks on.
There you go. Well, that is because today is Chris Archer.
No,
is it
today? I think it was today.
Chris Archer's Star Wars bobblehead. So
that's tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow. My bad.
Chewbacca mom is throwing out the first pitch.
Ooh.
You gonna wear the socks again?
I will, just for you. I'll take my shoes off too.
I'm not sure if I appreciate that. Here's Luis Valbuena, 2 balls and a strike. He leads things off here in the 4th inning. Rays leading 4-0. It's to make it 3-1 now. Matt Andriese in his 4th inning of work. And walks the leadoff man again. You know, if this was a boxing match, you could say that the Astros had landed some really solid punches and it staggered Andriese, but he's been able to recover.
Academy Sports and Outdoors and the Houston Astros are hitting home runs for Houston. Everybody knows this is benefiting Houston Children's Charity. Astros all-time most home runs, seventh in the batting order. I apologize. Doug Rader. Ashby getting some love. While he's healing up, he gets to reminisce about 32 of those home runs from the 7-hole.
Aspo the Astro on that list.
Oh, Vinny K. Castilla.
Vinny K?
Vinny K, yeah. I don't know, he called himself that. I went with it. I was going to do that. Vinny Castilla was a great teammate, man. Oh my gosh.
A great run. Colorado then came over to Houston. It's Tyler White.
Played with him in San Diego.
White walked back in the second inning. Astros have had their opportunities. A double play ball that erased a couple of walks in the first inning. And then they left the bases loaded. They had 3 straight hits in the third, but didn't score. Left the bases loaded. Had a runner gunned down at the plate. That was in the first. 1-1 to Tyler White. Yeah, pretty good crowd for Tropicana Field here tonight.
I agree. You see Friday night, come out and see him. It's one way to get out of the rain, huh?
Wait, I'm telling you, we talked about it earlier. It was coming down. A ball and 2 strikes.
Tyler White wanted that pitch back.
Balbuena walked to lead off the inning. The 1-2. 2-2.
I think the swing before is what made Andriese throw that pitch right there. Slider out over the plate. Tyler White took a great pass at it, missed it. I wonder if Andriese felt that Tyler White was feeling a little too comfortable out over the plate, try and stand him up with that fastball in, see what he comes back with here.
Castro waits on deck. That's fouled away at the plate. Actually hit that ball twice.
It's tough to do. Can't teach that.
Bat control.
It is.
Balbuena with a leadoff walk. Leads away from first base. Astros with a couple of stolen bases in this game so far. White fouls that one, shoots it off to the right side.
They've made an adjustment in this bat, in this at bat, trying to get in on the hands of Tyler White. 3 straight pitches in there, 2 of them fouled off. Good job by Tyler, fighting in this 2-strike count. Took a better swing at that one. Like Conger wants to go right back in there. I'm not
making him up in the zone too.
Yep.
Again fouled away. Andriese with that complete game shutout here in Tampa is 1-0 with a 1.80 ERA here in this building. He leads 4-0 now. Astros got 3 consecutive hits but did not score. All coming with 2 outs in the third. Now trying to take advantage of a leadoff walk here. The 2-2. Tyler White hits that one high to center field. Desmond Jennings settles under it, makes the play.
What a good pitch to hit. Tyler White did on that one. Just kind of slicing under the ball. See him try and work the barrel back on top of the top half of the baseball and try and drive through it.
Number 8 hitter Jason Castro steps in. Punched out back in the second inning. Astros have lost 5 straight here at Tropicana Field. Not one here since June 20th of 2015. Castro down the left side. That's foul. Long way to go for Corey Dickerson. Fought the good fight but couldn't quite get there. These numbers would tell you, don't throw him a fastball. Here's the 0-1. I would think in today's day and age, there's so much data to take in, and at what point do you want to get away from paralysis by overanalysis?
You can definitely see that happening, because you're right. These ball clubs these days have large servers in their front offices, and they are being used frequently trying to crunch that data and try and punch out numbers that will help give their teams advantages in these ball games. You see it with shifts all the time, and with hitters, you're going to see a lot of tendencies of other pitchers.
You've heard guys talk about that too. He goes, I want to, different people talking about, I love the shift. At the same time, I want my guys to be able to see what's happening with read swings and things like that. Understand the situation of a game. Understand it by being out there and seeing what a guy's trying to do as well.
Yeah, I think it's up to the hitter to figure out what information is going to work well for him, because I know that most ball clubs will give these guys all that information, or give them enough information to make those qualified decisions when they step in the box. It's nice too, because you have the experience in the back of your head against a certain hitter, against a team, on how they pitch you, and then you add the data into it. It could either reinforce what you're already thinking, or maybe take you off something you're stuck on a little bit, and maybe adjust that thinking in certain counts. But ultimately, you ask guys, if they start to struggle a little bit, what are you trying to do? See ball, hit ball. Because ultimately, that's all it comes down to, is what that guy's going to do in the box, and being relaxed enough to react in the box. And sometimes that knowledge will allow you to have that comfortability in the box to say, hey, I'm in a good spot. I know what he's coming at me with. I'm going to be ready to hit. One thing you don't want to do is have so much information that you second guess yourself while you're standing in that box.
Yeah, you take away. You want to be reactionary, not thinking, right?
Exactly.
It's inside, spun him away. It's 2-2.
An issue I had with a lot of the data, it wasn't quite to the extent these guys are getting it now. I left the game just as the data was starting to come in. But it always cracked me up how I'd get scouting reports and say, this guy doesn't have a changeup. He never throws his changeup. He'll never throw. Guess what I got? The changeup was a tough pitch for me to hit. I got changeups. So those are, that's where that, trying to delineate what information you're going to use. I knew I was going to see a changeup. If the guy could hold a changeup and get it in the direction of home plate, I was going to get it. It's just a matter of time. And there you go. There's some good numbers there. He's obviously getting heavier on that changeup.
3-2 pitch with 1 out.
It's always good when the boys in the truck pay attention to you.
How about that?
Help us out a little bit to tell a story. That was good.
No surprise. Balbuena goes, and it's fouled back. Good time to run there, obviously, with the 3-2 pitch.
Last pitch was a pretty good pitch to hit right down the middle.
See if they start the runner again. They do. The 3-2 pitch fouled back.
It's a good emergency hack right there. Operator answered.
9-1-1.
Buena's getting a workout though. You know what's going to happen now is a ball down the line, ball in the gap. Valbuena's going to have to keep
try to score from first.
Yeah. Castro could do him a favor and just launch one right now. Going to a leisurely stroll around the bases.
Valbuena goes. Pitches ball 4. So 2 men on with 1 out. Second walk of the inning issued by Matt Andriese.
Borderline too.
Brings up the 9-hitter Jake Marisnick. Andriese shaking his head a little bit. Some good swings yesterday. Remember Ian Desmond? He took Ian Desmond to the warning track a couple of times.
He did.
He had the really good April of 2015. It's been a struggle at the plate since. We all know that. And the thing is, you see it, you know it's there. Given his gifts and his skills as a defensive center fielder.
Yeah, that defense is actually going to create opportunities for him to go out there and try and figure it out at the plate. And again, you're not asking him to do a lot. You're asking him to get a couple base hits in key situations, this being one of them.
The 0-1, it's 0-2.
Runners on. We're going to take a look at our Lexus defensive rankings. There you go. Statistical number is under the ranking. And I think that on the right is a personal opinion on trying to test those guys. Corey Dickerson got tested, but he got to the ball quick, got rid of it quick, and has an assist on this ball game. But I wasn't overly impressed by the velocity out of the hand.
He threw Springer out at the plate in the first inning on an Altuve single.
Desmond Jennings, he can go get it. You know the Tampa Bay Rays are missing Kiermaier.
Outstanding defensive center fielder. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
But those are the weaknesses you try to expose.
Marisnick hits this one into center field. Desmond Jennings over, and Steven Souza will make the play. 2 away. Turn it over to the top of the order. George Springer, who led this game off with a single, struck out in his last at bat. Now hitting .280. Led off that game in Arlington with his 14th home run of the season. 8th time the Astros have had a leadoff home run to start a game this season. That one topped back to the mound, and Andriese will throw over and gets his man. Astros lead 2 more and trail 4-0.
Here in St. Petersburg, and it is the Tampa Bay Rays 4, Astros nothing, going into the bottom of the 4th, and the Force comes to Houston on Friday, June 17th for Star Wars night. Fans can dress like their favorite characters, and anyone with the special Star Wars ticket package picks up a Jedi Council triple bobblehead featuring Altuve, Correa, and Keuchel. For information, visit astros.com/Star Wars or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. I cannot wait.
You know, I don't like saying this, but I'm the only person in the world that's never seen it.
I'm going to walk out now. You admitted that on air?
I know.
Unbelievable. Your poor kids.
There's a swing and a miss.
I have completely indoctrinated my entire family.
There you go.
Into the Star Wars. It's awesome.
I respect it. Just never got around to it. It's a swing. Conger down to the count 0-2. Through 4 innings of baseball, the Astros have left 7 men on. They have drawn 4 walks and have had 5 base hits. And right now being shut out 4-0.
7 left on for the Houston Astros.
McCullers facing his old battery mate. Stays alive 0-2.
Did you ever catch Hank Conger doing that robot?
Oh yeah. You know when he would spin around?
Oh man. That was priceless stuff.
He would bounce off people. Like it was good stuff. Very well-liked guy in the clubhouse.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah. From the Los Angeles area. He was a first-round pick once upon a time. Conger hits this one to left field. That'll get down for a base hit. Conger rounding first. He'll head for second, and he's in with a double.
Catching up with some old friends after that double. Pretty good piece of hitting. I always felt Conger was a little bit better hitter from that left side. Does a good job staying on that slider. That was a lot of sliders he saw in that at bat. He saw some tough ones out of the zone that we saw him swing and miss on. This in a 2-strike count just kind of fluttered over that outside corner, and Conger goes with it.
Rays with their 4th double of the night.
How about Maury Wills right there with the slide? I didn't know Conger had that in him.
Well, there's a single up the middle. Conger rounds third. He'll be held. And the Rays have first and third with nobody out. Back-to-back hits to start things here in the 4th. Logan Forsythe at first with that single. No sense in taking a chance with nobody out. Plus, you got Brad Miller and Evan Longoria waiting in the wings. And Miller, all he's done is go 2 for 2. Singles in his first 2 at-bats with an RBI. Back up the middle. The colors. He has Conger hung up. He'll get the out there. You know, he thought about going to second for the double play, but then he saw that Conger was so far off the bag, and he was in no man's land. He really had no chance of even getting in a rundown, and hoping for Forsythe to get to third base.
Yeah, that's poor base running. Nobody out. You got to make sure that ball gets past the pitcher. But eventually found himself in no man's land. Good job by Lance to go over there and get that out.
See if the Astros can take advantage of a break there. No balls and a strike to Evan Longoria. 0 for 2. The 1-0. 2-0.
Got a chance. We're going to look at our forward spray chart. Evan Longoria's hot and cold zones on the left. where those hits are going on the right-hand side, up the middle and pull side. Not too many going the other way. Extreme shift put on by the Houston Astros. It's crazy he pulls the ball, but he's doing a good job of hitting those pitches on the outer part of the plate.
He's just a good hitter. 279 this season coming into this game. But as we said, he's really starting to heat up. An 11-game hitting streak. Hit about 420 during that streak. This one fouled off on the right side, and it'll hit the ground. Tyler White couldn't quite get to it.
Yeah, he was kind of drifting the whole time.
He was drifting rather than going to the ball. That one, again, with his back to the home plate.
And again, it's tough here at Tropicana Field. That white roof comes into play a little bit, although at night it's a little bit easier because it darkens up a little bit. But you'd like to see him get to a spot, find the baseball, and make that play. But in drifting, that ball just continued to work itself away from him, and he was unable to make that catch. A good look at it.
So it's a soft roof. It's more of a canvas roof that you see there, whereas there's a harder roof on the outside of that. And when it is raining outside here like it was earlier, you can really hear it in here. Longoria hits that one deep.
It's got to go foul. Hit foul on the catwalk to the left of the foul pole up there.
How about that? And what are they going to rule it a home run?
Oh, they got to go review that. There's a foul pole up on the catwalk up there.
They're going to review. They're going to call it a home run as the third base umpire.
That's the crew chief, Tom Hallion, I believe.
And now they're all getting together. Longoria rounds the bases.
I don't know what you saw, but I was tracking that ball up by that. There's rings up here, A, B, C, D, rings up here. I don't know what you want to call them, but they come into play. But there are actually foul poles installed on the catwalks. There you get a good look at it right there. That's one of those foul poles that's installed up there to help the umpires figure out if the ball is going to be fair or foul. Tom Hallion finally made the call. It is a foul ball because both Kevin Eschenfelder and I saw that it was a foul ball.
And it was Hallion that just came up with the call as saying he put his hands out as if to say safe and then foul ball. But he was the only one I saw that was had his finger in the air signaling home run.
But again, this day and age with the replay, the umpires making the calls, they have done a better job of going to other umpires and asking their opinion. What did you see? And now they're getting on the headset.
Well, they're certainly going to take a look at it. So now you have to ask yourself, what was the call on the field?
Look all the way up at the top of your screen. That's the ball coming down, but I'm not sure if you had a chance to catch where it hit up on the catwalk, because I believe, I'm not sure how many angles they're going to be able to pull out, find that ball being tracked down the line, but I saw foul.
Do you see what I'm saying, though, too, is what was the initial call on the field? What do they have to go back to?
They're going to have to see something to overturn the home run call.
Okay, well, you saw a home run call, and then they all got together, and then they call foul ball.
There you go. Now is Kevin Cash, the manager for the Rays, arguing the foul call.
Okay, look to the left of the yellow line coming up on that catwalk, and you'll see, if we can spot it, to the left of the yellow line. You can see the baseball. There it is right there. It's a foul ball.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a foul ball. Looks like, what, 6 feet?
Yeah. Clear enough to see foul. And they have confirmed the foul call.
Well, the fans don't like it, but it was the right call. And again, you talk about just a moment ago, Tyler White, hard to make that play with a white roof. Same could be said for Tom Hallion, having to track that baseball and make a foul fair call. So Longoria will step in with a 2-2 count. That's outside 3-2. "76 pitches for Lance McCullers. Bottom of the fourth, Tampa Bay leading 4-0. They've had traffic in every inning. Longoria hits that one foul down the line. See Scott Feldman warming up for the Astros. The 3-2. Runners go. Longoria. Valbuena got him at third base. He stepped on the bag, got the force there, but threw across anyway. And the Astros get out of a jam here. Watch Valbuena make the play, standing on the bag. That'll retire the side. Root Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By Jack in the Box. The Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack is back. Taste it before it's gone at Jack in the Box. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, donating $100 for each Astros home run and $200 for each Correa home run to Houston Children's Charity. With Jeff Blum and Julia Morales, Kevin Eschenfelder back with you here on the Florida Gulf Coast. St. Petersburg, Florida. 4-0 Tampa Bay on top. Marwin Gonzalez leads it off here in the fifth. Astros with a lot of traffic, but nobody been able to cross the plate. You're at 4 at-bats. Haven't been able to take advantage of 9 base runners. 4 walks, 5 hits. Astros have left 7 men on. 1 ball and 1 strike to Marwin. Gonzalez batting in the 2-0, playing shortstop tonight. Carlos Correa sprained the ankle yesterday in Arlington. The report good on Carlos. Not available tonight, but shouldn't be too long before he'll be back ready to go. There's a ground ball right at Logan Forsythe. He'll throw over. There's 1 away. Go back to look at that home run, or no home run.
Yeah, watch the ball coming down off the catwalk when they forward it. And you can see right there, it's coming down. If you follow it back up in that section, you can see that it's a good 6 feet to the left. Great job on the replay. You can see it hit about right there on the catwalk. Part of the joys of playing here at Chapacana Field.
And again, Tom Hallion immediately, he signaled home run. Then they all got together. Then they said foul ball.
And I'd be willing to bet Tom Hallion had no idea where that ball hit on the catwalk.
That ball hit the right field and Steven Souza. So if there was no evidence to overturn it. What call are you overturning?
Yeah, that's where Kevin Cash came in, because he's going, wait a minute. He had to make sure that they made the second ruling on foul ball. And if you're going to stick with that call, then that's when Kevin Cash said, okay, I want to challenge the foul ball call.
Gotcha.
Whereas if they would have kept it a home run, A.J. Hinch would have ran out of there and said, hey, I want to challenge the home run call.
Of course.
But it's amazing how you have to be finite in those details to figure out what you're going to actually be able to challenge and challenge.
Rasmus takes a strike there. Rasmus 1 for 2, singled, hit a hard ball, and again, that was one that the Astros have just not been able to get any breaks in this game tonight. Haven't made any either, but hit that one hard. Steve Pearce was able to get just a hand on it and keep it from going into right field. Would have ended up at least scoring 1 run on that play. Pearce was able to knock it down at first base and hold Rasmus to a single. That's a ball, 1-2. Well, the Rays have struggled in this building. I mean, they're 11-15 here at home. And have gone 4-10 in their last 14 here at home. Haven't had a winning homestand this year. Ouch. Rasmus fouls that one back. Again, back into the screen. And Andreessen McCullers similar, throwing a lot of pitches in this game tonight, but very dissimilar in the outcome. McCullers gave up 2 runs in the first, 2 more in the second, and there's a swing and a miss. Colby strikes out.
Nothing Rays. The 2016 Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot is here. Head to Astros.com/vote to choose your All-Stars and send them to the Midsummer Classic on July 12th in San Diego. Vote early and vote often at Astros.com/vote. Kevin?
Julia, thank you very much. Growing up, going to baseball games, Dodger Stadium?
Yeah, Dodger Stadium,
Get the
Angel Stadium.
Stack of, remember the ballots that you would vote for the All-Star game? Punch out the
Chads?
Yep.
Can you do that in Florida still?
That's a good call. That's a really good call. Wouldn't want to be dangling Chads. Back then, when you know what a Chad was, there's a 3-1 put out to start things off. Logan Morrison here in the 5th inning.
So look at your American League All-Star balloting. Jose Altuve leading at second base. 3 Kansas City Royals on that list. Royals fans have backed down their voting here compared to last year.
Salvador Perez, the leading vote getter now. Had a little long run in the playoffs will do you some good that next year. Steve Pearce. Astros trying to do something that they haven't been able to do tonight. That's get him out. 2-run double in the first, double in the third. There's been a ton of Rays on the base paths tonight. They lead 4-0. 1-1. First of a 3-game series. The Astros off on Monday. They'll head on to St. Louis. 9-game road trip. Pearce hits it on the ground. Altuve's got to hustle over and he makes the play. That was not an easy play. He made it look a lot easier than it was.
Yeah, that shift on, he had to range far to his left. There you go. See him on that shortstop side of the bag, comes racing across, but he also had to wait and make sure he got a good hop to be able to make this exchange. Catch it on the short hop, good quick exchange, an even stronger throw. Make sure you get that out. Good play.
The Astros finally get Pearce out.
Big third out now for Lance McCullers. He's had issues after getting the first 2 outs in every inning he's been in.
He's not had a 1-2-3 inning. There's a swing and a miss. Corey Dickerson 0 for 2 tonight. Well, the Rays coming in here, they had an off day yesterday as they start this homestand. They came in from Arizona. Dickerson broke out of a 1 for 17 slump there in Arizona. He went 3 for 4 with 2 home runs in that finale in Arizona. Rays scored 2 times in the first, 2 more in the second. A lot of traffic in the third and the fourth. Tampa native Lance McCullers on the mound for the Astros. Second youngest starting pitcher in the big leagues gets the strikeout there. So after 5, score remains Tampa 4, Houston nothing.
Nothing. Rays leading the Astros, and time to announce the winner of our Chevy Stroh poll. It's draft time. So we asked you today which recent draft pick will eventually reach the big leagues first, and you voted for the shortstop Alex Bregman.
Really?
Wow, over A.J. Reed, who is in AAA, but Bregman in AA right now. Had a great start to his season. He's hitting 310 right now.
Altuve skipped a step.
It worked out pretty good for him.
It did.
Man.
Kevin Gaddis 0 for 1. If I were voting, I would have gone A.J. Reed.
Yeah, that's where I would have put my vote also.
Julia, what do you think?
I would have gone A.J. Reed as well. He had a couple hits last night. I think he's starting to heat up a little bit here. He was hot off the DL, if I remember correctly, right?
Yep.
Came back from that hamstring injury and is hitting the ball pretty well. So maybe he'll warm it up again.
You know, he may be a guy, too, that thought he had a shot coming out of spring training or understanding the business of baseball, knowing it probably would be a while. But that said, he may be a guy that the change of scenery, even if it's this change of scenery, might do him some good. Longoria, nice play, spinning throw, and he gets Evan Gaddis. The 17th overall pick. The Astros go with a 6'8" pitcher from Alamo Heights High School in San Antonio, Forrest Whitley. That's how you win friends and impress people. Nolan Ryan goes out and scouts him. He throws a no-hitter.
That's one way to do it. This kid is a beast. 6'7", 6'8", 230. He's coming in, bringing the noise. I like the old school throwback there. Solid uni, but he will be wearing a Houston Astros uni here pretty soon. I wonder if we'll get to meet him when we head back home.
Maybe.
Eventually.
Maybe. He was a Florida State commit. He was pitching in the state semifinals for Alamo Heights High School out of San Antonio when he was drafted, and it was right after about the third inning. Went on and took care of business for Alamo Heights in that game. It's inside to Balbuena. 1-1.
I'm sure if Nolan Ryan is going out to scout a guy, do you see him at 6'8"? There's the Astros tweet. That's bad.
61st pick in the second round. The Astros took a center fielder out of Ohio State, Ronnie Dawson. A little local flavor. 8th round, they took University of Houston closer Nick Hernandez and fellow Dulles Viking, Dulles High School in Sugar Land. Oh, congratulations, absolutely. The Biggio family, Kevin Biggio.
There you go, that's a good one.
He was the 161st pick. He went in the 5th round of the Toronto Blue Jays. Congratulations, Kevin.
It's got to be exciting.
Craig and Patty.
Good kid. Had a chance to see him last homestand when I was out there. The last time I saw him, he was about 13, 14, and all of a sudden he's a full-grown man getting drafted now.
Last time you saw him, he was jumping over seats. This one hit well to right field, going back. Looking up. Off the top of the wall, Balbuena goes into second base. The ball comes back in. Balbuena will stop at second.
He missed it.
Just did.
Missed the home run, but he also missed second base as he was making that turn, too.
I thought you were talking about just missed the home run, which was true as well.
Fastball missed his spot completely. Balbuena thought he got it.
Yes, he did.
Elevated nicely, trying to get that late life out of it to sneak it into the stands, get the Astros on the board. Just under that yellow line. Good effort out there by Souza trying to snag this off the wall. Just missed it.
About a foot.
Man,
Souza just missed it as well. So a one-out double for Luis Balbuena. A hit here by Tyler White could go a long way, just to, if anything, just get something going offensively here. Something they have not been able to do, or at least they got the offense going. It's just been a matter of not being able to push a run across and come up with a big hit when they needed it. 0 for 1, a walk and a stolen base. First one of Tyler White's career. Right-hander Andriese, 26 years old, making his 7th start of the year.
I'm not going to be picky either. I'm not asking for a laser somewhere, a barreled up ball. I'm looking for a duck snort, broken bat.
Flare over Pierce's outstretched glove, whatever it takes.
Find some greenery out there to drive him in.
Astros' 6th hit of the night. They've been out hit 7-6. They have left 7 men on. Tyler White hits this one high and foul into the seats.
It's like a pinball machine in here, man.
It is.
We almost got hit by that.
Ball bounced around. I lost it when it went above us. You can see the bullpen getting busy. Ramirez starting to warm up. One ball, 2 strikes. Tyler White steps out. Matt Andriese working here in the 6th. That's in the dirt. Good block by Conger. Really good block by Conger with 1 out.
Let that runner advance another 90 feet. Called up into his armpit and came out. Good block. Oh, man.
Vertigo shot.
Yeah, I don't like it. That's the view from the Nationals broadcast booth.
Lindsey Nelson. He broadcasted a Mets game from the top of the Astrodome. That would have been his view. Tyler White sends this one into right center field. Valbuena rounding third. He'll come in to score, and the Astros are on the board. It's 4-1.
There's a start. The seal is broken. Good AB by Tyler White, fighting off some tough pitches, staying in the count. Got a mistake up out over the plate from Andriese and rips it into that right center field gap. There's a start.
And again, so many opportunities the Astros have not been able to take advantage of, and they do here.
Center cut slider.
Valbuena, he scores. The Astros now down 4-1. Jim Hickey, see if he gets his point across. It brings up Jason Castro.
This is that 3rd time through the lineup. The Tampa Bay Rays here in recent years have not been fans of letting their pitchers get into that 3rd time around against their starting pitchers. Last year they did an unbelievable job. Even if the pitcher was going great the first 2 times through the order, they would go straight to the bullpen.
Is that an organizational, is that an edict? I mean, is that something just, this is the way we're going to do it?
That is another part of the data analytics that you're seeing these days, is that teams have looked at it and figured out that the first 2 times through the lineup is okay. That 3rd time through the lineup is where most of the damage gets done against some of their pitchers. So they want to avoid that 3rd time through the lineup seeing a starting pitcher.
Is that one way, though, too, that the numbers say one thing, but the rigors of a 162-game season, knowing that you've got to go to that bullpen, say another?
That's the problem, is you end up taxing that bullpen, and those guys get abused.
One ball and 1 strike. Jason Castro. A man that has drawn his fair share of walks. He walked back in the 4th inning. Whatever it takes to keep the line moving here. Astros down 4-1, run in here in the 6th. So you got to pay attention to Tyler White. Got his first bag tonight.
Yep. Don't let him lean.
Trey Hellman there on the right, bench coach. E.J. Hinch saying finally taking advantage of an opportunity. I'd like to keep it rolling here.
Got to imagine as a manager, and I'm sure everybody else in that dugout feels the same way, you'd like to see just a massive offensive explosion. Put a bunch of runs up there, pound on somebody a little bit.
Erasmo Ramirez is ready to go. Castro hits that one deep. And it's gone. And we've got a 1-run game. 2-run home run, Jason Castro. It's 4-3 Tampa.
It's a good start. Castro got the head out on that one. Last AB, he had several pitches. It looked like he had to be able to drive. Finally getting a good look at Andres, and he gave him a cookie, and he ate it. There we go.
That'll end the evening for Matt Andres. The Astros put a 3 spot on the board here in the 6th.
Get some smiles in that dugout. Here you go. Change up. That circle change grip from Andres. Kind of had that slider spin on it, coming right back into the barrel of Jason Castro, and he absolutely unloaded. What a good feeling.
Absolutely. 5th home run of the season. We've got a 1-run game and a pitching change here in Tampa. It's 4-3 as Kevin Cash will go to his bullpen and bring in Erasmo Ramirez, a Nicaraguan-born 26-year-old, making his 26th appearance of the season. Solid numbers. Marisnik hits this one into left, and that'll go in for a hit. 4 straight hits for the Astros. It turns it over to the top of the order to George Springer.
Tell you what, I think Jake Marisnik has decided to hack himself out of this slump that he's in right here, because this pitch well inside. As you look at some of the numbers from Erasmo Ramirez, who was welcomed rudely to this ball game by a drop shot off the bat of Jake Marisnik.
When you're coming up and a reliever is coming in, are you thinking he wants to get ahead, so I'm going to be ready to hit, or are you thinking I'm going to take a look and see what this guy's got?
Kind of depends on the guy, you know, and the experience. But I'm sure in Jake's case, understanding that he's scuffling a little bit, and the pitcher knows that too. He knows exactly who he's coming in to face. May have decided I'm going to be aggressive with the fastball. And there also may be a scouting report in there that says Erasmo Ramirez loves his fastball. He'll be in the strike zone early with it too.
He'll be being fed that information standing in the on-deck circle a lot of times. They got the book. They'll open the book, read the book, and read it to that on-deck hitter.
Yeah, Dave Hudgens has a shoot. Now they have iPads down there, but they'll go over and they'll get a real quick scouting report. Usually when you start off a series, the offense has a meeting that discuss all the hitters. But like you said, when the guy comes in, you get kind of a refresher.
Conger has just caught 2 would-be base stealers. That's inside to Springer.
And for me, Jake's got enough speed to go at any moment right here and take advantage of Conger's arm.
Tampa Bay got 2 in the first, 2 in the second. The Astros, whose offense had been quiet and frustrated until this 6th inning. Jason Castro, a 2-run home run, and now, just like that, it is 4-3. Some good vibes down in that dugout for the first time tonight. Two balls, two strikes to Springer. Again, they throw over, trying to keep Marisnick close. Gaddis grounded out to start the inning. Then double Valbuena, Tyler White RBI single, and then a two-run home run by Jason Castro. There's a swing and a miss. 2 away.
There you go. Erasmo aggressive with that fastball, gets the punch out of George Springer.
Marwin Gonzalez, 1 for 3. Take a look at it.
Pounding that inside corner. And again, with Correa on the shelf with that bad ankle, this would have been Altuve's spot in the lineup. Marwin ripped a double his last time up, though.
And Marwin hitting second in the lineup tonight, and he was starting at shortstop. Marisnick goes, the pitch out, the throw down, and they got him. But the Astros put a 3 spot on the board. Jason Castro, his 5th home run of the season, the 2-run shot, and it's 4-3 Tampa Bay. Jason Castro has tightened things up considerably and finally given those folks something to cheer about tonight. We're good to go here in the 6th inning. In there for a strike. Steven Souza Jr. leading it off here in the 6th. Lance McCullers' new lease on life here. That's his 87th pitch of the game. 84-mile-an-hour slider out of the zone, ties it up at 1-1. One and 2. 95 miles an hour.
And beautifully located too.
Yep. Black. Time he missed. Souza struck out in the 2nd, walked in the 3rd. That's high, 3-2. '90th pitch of the night for Lance McCullers. We're in the 6th. Swing and a miss. He got him.
Look at some of the numbers we saw earlier from Lance McCullers, and you see those first 3 innings really causing issues. At 7.20 ERA. Strike percentage way down. And those innings from the 4+ on is where he gets better. It's almost as if he's not loose until that 4th inning. You'd like to see that adjustment made. Another interesting note about Lance, in the 17 runs he's given up this season, 16 of those runs have been in those first 3 innings.
Wow. Spins Jennings back off of that one. You know, at 22, and I know he's made enough starts to get into it, but yeah, just amped up when he starts the game too. Maybe with timing, know how to dial it back a little bit early in the game. So that's, as you know,
that's tough to do when you get those guys that are hyper excited, like Lance McCullers is.
McCullers has given up the 4 earned runs in 5 1/3. He struck out 5. Desmond Jennings 0 for 1 with that walk in the 2nd inning and scored. There's old school right there. Working the rainbows.
Beautiful.
Guys, I can tell you, you know, we'll talk to Lance McCullers after this game, but I can tell you how frustrated he is going to be with those first couple of innings, just because that's been the story here recently. Keeps getting asked about it. What is it? What is it? And for him, this last time told me, I have no idea. You know, I'm trying to be more aggressive. I'm not trying to go out there and throw 89 to 91. It's just happening, so he has to figure it out. But that was one of the things A.J. Hinch wanted to see. He wanted to see 95 in that first inning. He wanted him to come out with his best stuff. And I can already tell you he's going to be pretty frustrated, but I think what he's done so far since then has been pretty good.
Yeah, A.J. used the words aggressive early. Jennings goes. That's fouled away.
Conger did him a favor by swinging at that fastball. Looked like it was up out of the zone.
Conger doubled back in the 4th inning.
You know, and looking at all those numbers that we're trying to crunch on Lance McCullers, trying to get him deeper in the game, or at least keep his stuff in the game longer because it's that good. He's up an entire pitch per inning this season, up from 17 to 18 pitches per inning this season.
Again, he threw 108 pitches in his longest outing of the season. That was last year. Ball gets away, and that's Javier Bracamonte.
Come on, Javi.
Brock's like, you know why you have to call me out? That's nobody would have noticed.
I'm going to point to you because you said it first.
Nobody would have noticed.
I just piled on.
Mike Feliz warming up in the Astros bullpen. That's on the outside corner.
Good stuff getting loose in that bullpen for Houston.
Threw a couple of nights ago in Arlington. Got Conger to swing out of the zone and punches him out. 6th strikeout of the night for McCullers. That'll bring up the top of the order, Logan Forsythe. Forsythe with what doubled and scored back in the 2nd inning, singled in the 5th. Hitting .318 coming off the disabled list. In his first game in a month. In there for a strike. Forsythe came over to the Rays in the same deal that brought tonight's starting pitcher Matt Andriese over from the Padres. Jesse Hahn was in that deal going back the other way along with Alex Torres. That was in January of 2014. It's a ball 1-1. 1-2. Tampa Bay leading 4-3. Astros got 3 back in the top half of this inning. Jennings fakes to go. Call strike 3. Lance McCullers strikes out the side in the 6th inning. We go to the 7th.
Astros trailing the Rays. 2016 Coca-Cola Astros Buddies membership are on sale now for only $25. Buddies members get a voucher for 4 tickets to an Astros game, VIP access to Kids Run the Bases, exclusive autograph sessions, and more. Memberships for kids up to 12 years old are available by visiting astros.com/buddies. Guys, Carlos Correa out for today. Very unlikely that he'll even be available to pinch hit or come off the bench. Still dealing with that strain, that ankle sprain, but hopefully it could just be a couple of days. However, with the off day coming up on Monday, it might be good just to let him sit out this series and be ready for St. Louis and after the weekend, guys.
You saw him walking around signing autographs. Was he moving pretty well around? I mean, granted, I understand walking around signing autographs is a little different than moving left and right laterally, trying to feel balls at shortstop, but how was he moving around?
Yeah, actually it was moving around really well compared to what we saw him doing yesterday. Yesterday could barely walk or put any weight on it in the clubhouse after the game. You know, talked to reporters and we almost worried about him standing up. He was in a lot of pain, but today obviously stiff and sore, but moving around much better. Yeah,
again, AJ talked about that earlier, Julie, about just how happy he was with the word that he got, because he was more worried about how he would feel today than how he felt yesterday. Well, the Astros back in this game, 4-3. Marwin faked the bunt, and it's 2-1. Erasmo Ramirez in for his 2nd inning of relief. Marwin got to 3rd base back in the 3rd inning. Beg your pardon, singled and got to 3rd base in the 3rd inning. They weren't able to push him across when the Astros left the bases loaded. Marwin gets under this one. Gets it high in the air on the right side, and Steve Pearce says, "I got it," and he does. Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Friday night crowd. Rays 4 games under 500. The Astros 4 games under 500. Astros trying to snap a 5-game losing streak here in this stadium. Jose Altuve steps in with 1 out in the 7th. Hits this one hard, but foul.
Yikes.
Felt like he knew what was coming.
Turn and burn.
Stay loose down there. Altuve singled in the first, singled in the third. That's away. Flied out the 5th inning. 2 for 3 today, facing Erasmo Ramirez. Working in from that bullpen. Matt Andriese started. Altuve fouls this one over, chops it into the Astros dugout. Andriese went 5 1/3, gave up 3 runs on 8 hits. He walked 4 and punched out 5. Again, the Astros had a lot of traffic, just couldn't push one across. Astros have left 7, Rays have left 6. That's away. 2-2. Gets this one into right center field. Jennings comes over and makes the play. Ball was struck well.
Well, it was hit well, but a great running grab by Desmond Jennings out there in center field. Reached up and snatched it. Now you're talking about the traffic that the Astros are creating, and some of the walks they're drawing, the base hits. Just got an email asking about where the Astros rank as far as most men left on base this season, and they are 5th in all of Major League Baseball. Coming into this game and have left 434 runners on base this season.
5th from the most?
Yes, they are 5th. Pittsburgh Pirates are number 1 by a wide margin at 480.
Colby Rasmus hoping to not be another one of those, but that couldn't have hit it any better. They had shifted. He hit it right between shortstop and the second baseman, both of which were on the first base side of second base.
It's one of the more shifted players in all of baseball. 83% of the time, Colby Rasmus is up there with a shift against him.
2 for 4 for Colby with that single. Second hit of the night. Gaddis takes strike 1. Well, Mike Feliz continues to warm up for the Astros. McCullers has thrown 102 pitches. You would think more than likely his night is done. Gaddis hits this one on the ground. Makes the tag, and that'll end the 7th. Go to the 7th inning stretch. 4-3 Tampa Bay. A.J. Hinch goes to the bullpen. We go to our Houston Methodist League leaders, and you talk about that pen and where they are right now. Second in the major leagues this season with the strikeout percentage. Leading things in leading the major leagues in strikeout to walk ratio, 4.90. So doing some good things out of the bullpen.
Yeah, the Baltimore Orioles had a huge contribution to that number on the top.
Yeah.
With 52 strikeouts. They had a game where the bullpen came in and struck out 16 Baltimore Orioles alone.
Well, since May 1st, the Astros lead Major League Baseball with a 2.39 ERA. Big reason for that success, that big man on the mound right there for the 17th time, Michael Phillies. 4-1 with a 3.49 ERA. A whip less than 1. Strike 1. Facing Brad Miller to lead off here in the 7th inning. There's a swing and a miss. Colors went 6 innings, gave up 4 earned runs on 7 hits, walked 4 and struck out 7. These worked a couple of nights ago in Arlington. It's outside. 97 miles an hour.
First time Miller's been able to see that pitch is an 0-2 count. Pretty good pitching by Michael Phillies to get ahead early with the off speed.
Did he go? You bet he did. Tom Allian rings him up. And there's 1 out here in the 7th.
You notice how A.J. Hinch has kind of started to use Michael Phillies in some different situations, moving him further back in these ball games. We've seen him in the 7th and 8th innings here recently with some of that electric stuff in these tight ball games.
And he's eased him into this as well.
Done a good job of it.
It seems like every week maybe a little higher the leverage situation they put him in.
Phillies is a good kid too.
You see Evan Longoria. Longoria with that 11-game hitting streak. He's hitless tonight. It was Longoria in the first inning that what appeared to be a double play. They reviewed it, made the right call, called him safe on what would have ended the inning. A couple batters later, Steve Pearce followed with a 2-run double. That's in there for a strike. 2-1.
An idea of how fast you have to be to hit a fastball. So the pitch time that you see off on the right, 0.36 seconds. And you've got to make a choice. What pitch is it? Is it going to be a strike? Should I swing?
How long does it take to blink an eye?
About half a second. Some good stuff right there.
Swing and a miss. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 95 miles per hour.
And again, that is from release point, which means ball out of the hand of Michael Phillies until it's in the catcher's glove. So it's actually, you got to be quicker than that if you're going to make connection a couple feet in front of that catcher's glove.
Longoria fouls this one off.
Let's another look at it. Pitch time on the right. 0.36 again. Get it ready.
Got him. Castro holds on. Mike Phillies strikes out the first 2 men he faces here in the 7th.
97 miles an hour. The hardest things to do in sports.
Logan Morrison 0 for 2, walked and scored back in the first inning.
Tell you what, seeing that clock makes me feel pretty comfortable up here.
It's low a ball. You know, you watch enough Astros baseball, it was almost that there was that time when you could just see the light come on for Mike Feliz. That misses outside, 2-0. Steve Pearce waits on deck. He's got a couple of doubles in this game. 6 straight Rays have punched out. 3-0. Keep that run going. Mike Feliz going to have to come back and get him. There for a strike. I thought that missed low away.
Phil Cuzzy was really adamant about that strike call.
Well, Logan Morrison may be asking the same questions we just did.
Was that on the call or was that on the swing? It had to be on the swing.
It was on the swing.
Look at Logan's like, okay, it's not a strike. Okay, it is.
Yes, it is.
And Cuzzy's like, sure. That was awesome.
He walked it. Brings up Steve Pearce.
Third out. Only one 1-2-3 inning in this ball game for the Houston Astros. It was that 5th inning.
Doubles in the 1st and the 3rd. Grounded out in the 5th. Pearce played for the Astros in 2012. We've gone to Baltimore, now here to Tampa. Up 2-0. Has that upright, very upright stance. Not quite as he's not Craig Counsell, but he's working on it. Foul ball. Ooh,
my goodness.
Oh man, that went right between 2 bad boys who were just sitting back there. You never see a foul ball go towards that on deck circle like that.
That almost smoked either Jack or Don down there on that on deck circle. You know what's interesting is they have face masks on their
like
helmets
softball,
down there.
almost like softball helmets.
I think we know why.
Two 2-1. Two balls and 2 strikes. There you go.
Good look.
Says, look, see, he's pointing to it, saying, glad I've got this.
You're not going to question why these are on there anymore, are you, Don? Man. I hope he's not telling him, man, I had one go off the face mask.
No, I don't think so. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Logan Morrison at first. Went off the shin guard of, fouled it off, went off the shin guard of Castro. Pinball back to the left.
How much time do you have to see his slider? Oh, jumps up to 0.44. Almost a half second to see that pitch come in and react. How about the break on it? 25 inches, that thing say? Are you kidding me?
Well, the fastball had it had moved 5 inches. Pierce fouls that one down the right side. Stay alive hack there at 2-2.
97 miles an hour from Michael Phillies.
I'm not real comfortable in that first base dugout right now.
No.
McCullers started, went 6 innings. Gave up the 4 runs. That one almost got him, and they throw down. He's out. Great throw by Castro, and that'll retire the side. We go to the 8th in a 1-run game.
Brought to you by Toyota Tundra. Luis Valbuena has been swinging a good bat. Hit 300 in June coming into this ball game. Seeing him drive the ball all over the ballpark. Launched one there in Arizona. He's feeling pretty good about himself here. He almost got himself one here at the Trop. Just about a foot away. Ends up being a double. He also ends up scoring the first run of this ball game for the Houston Astros, looking to get them off to a good start here in the top of the 8th.
He'll face a hard-throwing left-hander, the former Astro, Xavier Cedeno. That's in there for a strike, swing and a miss.
Man, 88-mile-an-hour slider.
Played with the Astros in 2011, 2012, and 2013. He went to the Nationals and now on to the Rays in his 25th appearance of the season. One and one. It's good to see that bat get going, but you see what he's done against lefties this season. One and two. We're in the 8th inning. Astros scored 3 in the 6th after Tampa Bay scored 2 in the 1st, 2 in the 2nd.
So we get scouting reports before each game on pitchers, pitching staffs, velocity.
Didn't go.
And here I am looking at their velocities on their bullpen, and I go down to Xavier Cedeno. He does not have a fastball velocity. I wonder if he is a predominantly cutter guy with an occasional bigger slider. Something for us to watch in this ball game.
He threw hard when he was an Astro.
Well, it looks like he's got a great arm action, but that slider coming in at 88 miles an hour, that is a firm pitch.
That was 89-mile-an-hour breaking ball there. And there's one away.
And these scouting reports are extremely reliable that we're on. So if you have to see the straight fastball from Cedeno, something to keep an eye on if you're at home.
Here's Tyler White. Cedeno, a native of Puerto Rico, now 29 years old. It's ahead in the count 0-1. Tyler singled and scored back in the 6th inning. Drove in a run as well. Drove in the Astros' first run of the night after Balbuena had doubled. Fouls that one back. Phil Cuzzy and Tyler White talking it over and having a laugh. No balls, 2 strikes to Tyler White. We're in the 8th inning. In the dirt, 1-2.
There's that big slider, 80 miles an hour.
Tyler White hits it on the ground. Brad Miller throws across. There's 2 away.
Number 15, Jason Castro.
Castro with the big blast today, the 2-run home run that got the Astros to within a run. It's 4-3. Had the big home run and ended the night for Rays starter Matt Andriese. A swing and a miss. And 87 miles an hour. Him oppo in center field. You saw that. Desmond Jennings playing.
It's like on a warning track out there. Doesn't he seem a little deep?
Yeah. Especially the opposite way.
It's a lonely spot out there that deep.
That was Castro's 5th home run of the season, coming back in the 6th inning. Missed upstairs, 1-2. Astros with 3 runs on 10 hits. They've left 8. Tampa Bay Rays 4 runs on 7 hits. They've left 6. A.J. Hinch's team looking to win this one and come from behind fashion. After trailing 4-0, they're down 4-3. Castro fouls that one down the right side. A ball and 2 strikes. Got him swinging, and that'll end the 8th. We're through 7.5 here in Tampa Bay. Rays lead 4-3.
LLC, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Houston Astros, LLC.
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 4-3, Tampa Bay on top of the Astros as Ken Giles comes in to pitch for the first time since Monday. He appeared in that game against the Texas Rangers, making his 29th appearance of the season.
A.J. Hinch going to the fuel in that bullpen for the Houston Astros. Another pitcher for the Astros that easily throws 95+ miles an hour. Good numbers since May 11th. That ERA under 3.
Phillies worked 1 inning, struck out 2 and walked 1, but then got caught stealing to end the inning. Now Ken Giles is on. He'll face Steve Pearce. Pearce doubled each of his first 2 at-bats. .328 hitter. 3 home runs, 23 runs batted in. Astros shift on the infield. That's high ball. 2-0. At 97 miles per hour. The 2-0. Way upstairs again, 3-0. Giles takes a little stroll around the mound, collects himself. You know that guy right there, Steve Pearce. Going to be taking one here. Taking all the way, 3-1.
That's 4 straight fastball, or sorry, 3 straight fastballs that Steve Pearce has been able to track. Ken Giles comes with another heater in the zone. See if Steve Pearce has got the dial turned up.
Started him off with a slider, and like you said, then 3 straight fastballs. There's a strike in there at 99 miles per hour, 98 on our gun. Get a break. A lot of movement on that, right on the outside edge. And if you're Pearce, obviously that's a take because there's no point.
Yeah, you're not going to try and expand 3-1 now in a 3-2 count. You might have to, but yeah, in a 3-1 count, you're looking for a little bit better pitch to drive.
The 3-2 hits that one on the right side and a base hit. Well, Pearce leads off the 8th inning with his 3rd hit of the night.
He just got flat beat on that 3-2 fastball. Just happened to sneak it in between Tyler White and that first baseline.
Corey Dickerson struck out his last 2 at-bats. Flew out in the first. Pearce with a short lead. This one foul back. And
there you go.
Okay.
The inflection in the voice was impressive.
Yeah,
that's how you could tell it was close.
I got up here in a hurry.
Pretty close to our radio guys, Robert Ford and Steve Sparks. They didn't even flinch.
Yes, they did.
You threw him straight under the bus.
I was watching, and they'd have done the same to me. And fouled back. They're over there,
and you're in your triple threat position.
That's right. I'm ready to go. See, there's these guys working hard as usual.
Sparky in full panic, lounging. Why aren't they talking? Aren't they on the radio?
If they only knew, and I think they do. Got an idea. Here's the 0-2. Pulled a string and got it. That's nasty after you're looking at nearly triple digits, and then all of a sudden he throws an 86-mile-an-hour slide piece up there.
And you can see that swing. It already started for Hendrickson. Or Dickerson, I apologize. That's just not fair when you're able to do that. Third punch out for Corey Dickerson on the night.
Souza's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Giles works ahead in the count.
Giving somebody a hard time.
Able to locate the slider nicely. 0-2. Alex Colomé warming up. Closer, he'll work the ninth for Tampa Bay. That's outside.
Ooh, good pitch.
A ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. From the bottom of the 8th inning, due up for the Astros in the 9th. Marisnick, the 9-hitter, and then they'll turn it over to Springer and Marwin. Colomé's been a busy man here lately. He's worked, what, 5 of the last 6 nights?
Yeah, I believe that's what it was.
They were off yesterday, though. Two outs.
Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices with MLB.TV Premium, which includes a free subscription to @Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details.
That is the 6th strikeout between Dickerson and Souza. Both of those guys going 6-7 in the order. Have punched out 3 times each. There's Desmond Jennings, who's walked twice. He's 0 for 1. No balls and a strike, 2 outs. That misses inside, 1-1. Rays 2 in the first, 2 in the second. The Astros got 3 runs, all coming in the 6th inning. RBI single by Tyler White, and a 2-run home run by Jason Castro. There's a swing and a miss. 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Giles delivers the 1-2. Got him swinging. Colomé comes in. We go to the 9th. The Astros needing a run, trailing 4-3. Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by Toyota. Let's go places. Back here at the Trop 4-3 as we go to the 9th inning, and we go back to this day in history, 1967. One of my all-time favorite people and Astros, Jimmy Wynn, playing in front of friends and family at Crosley Field in his hometown of Cincinnati, hits one over the 58-foot scoreboard and on to I-75. Jimmy,
kidding me?
Jimmy will tell you that home run went 10 miles because it landed in the back of a pickup truck that went all the way to the warehouse.
That was ridiculous.
Well, Colomé comes in here. Come try to close this one out. Astros trailing by a run. 26th time he has appeared. It's in there for a strike as he faces Tony Kemp. Is Kemp leading off? They'll go with the left-handed bat in place of Marisnik to lead off here in the 9th.
First pitch was a foot outside. That was close. Well, Colomé's going to come at you. He's got 17 saves and 17 opportunities. Good fastball at 95 miles an hour. He has an extremely hard slider, 89 miles an hour. Also has a curveball and a changeup.
Ooh, there's a slide piece there under the hands of Tony Kemp, and it's 1-2.
It's a welcome to the show slider right there.
Astros trailing 4-3. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Houston trying to avoid a 6th straight loss here in Tampa Bay. One grounded foul. Tony Kemp came in and played second base for the first time in his big league career yesterday. That's when Carlos Correa went out with the ankle injury. Altuve moved over to short. Kemp came in and played second. Fouls this one out of play. Make a play. A ball and 2 strikes. Balls and 2 strikes. Seen some heat out of this bullpen. Phillies and Giles up there. Now Colomé. Fellows that can dial it up. Tony Kemp fouls that one back. Count holds at 2-2.
Doing a good job fighting off some tough sliders. Lead off a fastball away. Colomé goes back to the slider. Kemp fouls it off.
Springer waits on deck. In the dirt, 3-2.
Good AB. Good leadoff AB. Be even better if he gets on base. Takes ball 4. It went from a good at bat to a great at bat, and Tony Kemp is aboard a leadoff walk here in the 9th inning. We go back in time and look at what George Springer did here June 20th of 2014 off of David Price changeup. This was a bomb. Yep. On that last catwalk way out there.
You know, it's the anniversary too, 1974. Mike Schmidt, that makes you want to dance. Mike Schmidt hit the longest single in Major League history. Did it at the Astrodome. Hit the speaker that was 330 feet from home plate and 115 feet off the ground. They projected it would have gone 550 feet.
serious?
Springer can't get that one down. Yeah, remember, the speakers would hang down at the Astrodome. And he hit it. Cesar Cedeno played it and threw it in. He got a single. 1 for 4. Single and a stolen base for George Springer.
To look at the manager that's not sure why George Springer probably squared around the bunt. If I had to guess.
How the Hank Conger factors in now.
Yep. I've heard stories about some signs being missed.
Kemp 1 for 1 and stolen base attempts. That's in there for a strike. It's 0-2. Marwin in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss, he got him. 1 out.
Pretty good slider from Colomé.
Just over the top.
Wipeout pitch. Kind of reminds me of that Brad Lidge slider, similar to the one Ken Giles threw. Just gets on the side of the ball and just brings that hand down as quick as they can. It creates that good velocity and that downward bite.
Marwin 1 for 4. Solid single down the right field line in his 1 hit tonight. A lot of attention to Tony Kemp. Kemp 1 for 1 and stolen bases.
He's got to try. Just a matter of when. Conger has thrown a runner out, but it was on a pitch out.
Pitch out that Conger caught in front of the plate.
Yeah, he did come out and get it.
0-1. You'd obviously love to get that bag and get him into scoring position. You'd also like to do it before you get to Altuve. Obviously erase the double play situation. Kemp not going. Colomé again ahead in the count, 0-2. Another 1-run game. That's belted into right field. Tony Kemp heading for third. He's in there. Throw to second base. And Marwin's out.
No way. I think that one's going to be reviewed. A.J. Hinch already out of the dugout. I agree with Marwin on that one. Trying to be aggressive, trying to take that extra base. He is the winning run if he is safe out there. The throw from Longoria, he came to get it, gave a good strong throw, but I thought when Logan Forsythe jumped up to make that play, he might have snuck underneath. Good swing. Tony Kemp aggressive, which I think was a great move, and there you go, you see the throw. They are going to review this one.
Umpire was right on top of it. Well, I think he's there.
I think he's there too. Hand on the bag, yeah. That's a great look at it.
Really good look here.
Throw there in plenty of time, but Miller jumps up and the hand is on the bag.
This shouldn't take long.
Stays on the bag too. I agree with you. And Marwin, to his credit, is watching the throw, and he recognizes that throw going over the cutoff man's head. That's why he tried to advance, and I believe he is going to get the call in his favor, which is great because he is the winning run.
Yeah, it's totally a read on Marwin's, on the base runner's part.
Again, late in these innings, you're hoping they're just taking a really strong look at this to understand that the call should be reversed.
Huge call here. Let's see if he came off the bag. Safe there. Tag stays on him. I don't think he ever came off.
I don't think there's enough there. But again, the calls that we've seen here and the calls we make in the booth are sometimes completely different than what's going on in New York. But for me, that's safe.
Here we go. Safe. Marwin sprints back out to second base, and the Astros now have runners at second and third with one out. This is what they were looking at. And he had a fingertip that stayed on the base. Marwin says, you better believe it.
Good news for the Astros. Got the right man at the plate, too. Do they choose to pitch to him? And I don't think they are.
Not going to. So they'll intentionally pass Altuve here to load the bases.
They'll bring up Colby. This is a smart move, too. Not only because Jose Altuve has been raking with guys on base. Obviously the best hitter in this Astros lineup.
How's this for respect? Walk a right-hander to get to the left-hander.
Yep, and put it. So it makes a force play at home plate.
Sure. It also sets up the possibility of a game-ending double play. Now everybody will come in, they'll talk about it. Jim Hickey makes his way out. Late inning drama here in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Astros looking for a big hit. Astros need a big hit. They deserve a big hit. Just looking for Colomé to make a mistake out over the plate for Colby Rasmus. He's looking for a pitch he can drive into the outfield.
Marwin was able to take advantage of one.
2 hits on the day for Colby.
Tony Kemp led off the inning with a walk. Springer struck out, and then Marwin with a single went to second base on the throw. Made it second and third with one out. The intentional pass given to Altuve that brings up Colby Rasmus here in the 9th inning. Rays scored all their runs in the first 2 innings, 2 in the first, 2 in the second. Astros got a 3-run 6th inning, a 2-run homer coming off the bat of Jason Castro. Now threatening here in the 9th. Colby takes on the outside corner, strike one. Wow, way outside.
Just lock it in. Good grief.
Good numbers there for Colby. Oh, and 2.
Just takes one.
Colomé 17 of 17 in the save department. Swing and a miss. He got him. 2 outs.
Tell you what, there was no fear in that man right there, Alex Colomé, and that at bat against Colby Rasmus, walking Altuve to get to him, loading up the bases, the tying run at third, winning run at second base. And Colomé benefited from that first call for the first strike, put him ahead in the count, and allowed him to take command of that AB.
Ball that was clearly off the plate. He got ahead in the count 0-1. That changes the complexion of the count completely. He hold it back. Well, here's Evan Gattis. Bases loaded, 2 men out. Strike 1.
I've seen too many pitches called in that upper part of the zone all day by Phil Cuzzy.
Astros need a big hit here. The 0-1 to Gattis. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Fans are into it. Rays a strike away. The 0-2 pitch. On the ground to the left side. Throw across. Got him at first. That's the ball game. Astros make a comeback, but it wasn't enough. And it was this close. Brad Miller the throw across. Pierce the scoop at first. And that'll do it. They leave them loaded in the ninth. And the Rays win it 4-3.
Our delivery of the game is going to be delivered to you by Jimmy Johns. He's back in that first inning. This is a ground ball to third base. Potential double play, but Evan Longoria hustling down to first base. This play will be reviewed and was overturned. Longoria safe at first, which led to a big hit by Steve Pierce that drove in too with that double. That turned the tide early on for the Rays against the Astros.
38th game this season, decided by 2 runs or less. Tonight the Rays win it 4-3.